December 15, 1967. 5 p.m. Rush hour in Point Pleasant, West Virginia. Families are driving home with Christmas presents in the back seat. Suddenly, a sound like a gunshot cracks through the air, followed by the screeching of twisting metal. In less than 20 seconds, the Silver Bridge collapses into the freezing Ohio River, taking 46 lives with it. But for the people of this town, the horror didn't start with the bridge. It started a year earlier, with a pair of glowing red eyes. Point Pleasant in the 1960s was a typical American industrial town. But on the outskirts lay a place known as the TNT area. It was an abandoned World War II explosives factory. Concrete igloos hidden in the dense forest, leaking toxic chemicals into the soil. It was a place where locals didn't go at night. It was a place where things could hide. The nightmare officially began on November 15, 1966. Two young couples, the Scarberrys and the Millettes, were driving near the TNT area. As they passed an old generator plant, their headlights hit something that shouldn't exist. They described it later to the police, trembling with fear. It wasn't a man, and it wasn't a bird. It was 7 feet tall, gray, with massive wings folded against its back. But the most terrifying detail was its face, or lack of one. Its head was seemingly set into its chest, and it had 2 massive, glowing red eyes, like bicycle reflectors, that hypnotized them. Panic set in. Roger Scarberry slammed on the gas. They sped away at over 100 miles per hour. But as they looked back, the impossible happened. The creature launched itself into the air. It didn't flap its wings, it simply rose like a helicopter and chased the car, gliding effortlessly above them, matching their speed without making a sound. They rushed straight to the Mason County Courthouse. Deputy Millard Halstead described them. "I've known these kids all my life. They've never been in trouble. And they were terrified. I took them seriously. This wasn't a prank. This was primal fear." The next day, the press exploded. The local newspaper ran the headline, "Couple see man-sized bird. Creature. Something." They dubbed it the Mothman, named after the villain in the Batman TV show popular at the time. But this was no comic book character. Over the next 13 months, sightings became an epidemic. More than 100 reports flooded in. Firemen, farmers, and pilots all saw the same thing. A winged giant standing on roofs, peering into bedroom windows, or shrieking with a sound that sounded like a mechanical scream. But the strangeness wasn't limited to the monster. The town started experiencing high strangeness. Residents reported their phones ringing with bizarre metallic voices on the other end. Strange lights appeared in the sky. Men in black suits and dark sunglasses visited witnesses, warning them to stay silent. A journalist named Mary Heyer began cataloging the events. She noticed a pattern. The Mothman wasn't attacking people physically, it was observing. It was always present near dangerous infrastructure or tragedy. Was it hunting? Or was it warning? The psychological pressure on the town was reaching a breaking point. People were having nightmares of drowning, of Christmas presents floating in water. The air felt heavy, charged with static electricity. Something was coming. Then came December 15, 1967. The Silver Bridge was an I-bar chain suspension bridge, built in 1928. It was fragile by modern standards. That afternoon, the traffic was bumper to bumper due to a faulty traffic light on the other side. The weight on the center span was immense. Witnesses recall a vibration. A low hum that turned into a violent shaking. Then, a sound like a zipper being pulled open, the sound of steel shearing. The suspension chain snapped. In an instant, the bridge gave way. Cars, trucks, and pedestrians were hurled 80 feet down into the dark, icy waters of the Ohio River. It wasn't a slow collapse, the entire structure simply folded like a house of cards. The scene was apocalyptic. Screams echoed in the dark. Headlights shone upwards from the bottom of the river, then flickered and died as the water rushed in. Survivors clung to floating debris in the freezing cold. 46 people died that night. It remains the deadliest bridge collapse in U.S. history. The town was devastated. The coffins were lined up in the local gymnasium because the morgue was full. And then, silence. After the bridge fell, the Mothman was never seen in Point Pleasant again. The sightings stopped instantly. It was as if its mission, whatever it was, had been completed. Theories exploded. Was the creature a curse from the Shawnee Chief Cornstalk, who had cursed the land 200 years earlier? Was it a mutant bird created by the chemicals in the TNT area? Or was it something more supernatural? Many researchers believe the Mothman is a harbinger of doom. An entity that appears before great tragedies to warn those who can understand. It was seen before the Chernobyl disaster, and some say, before September 11th. Skeptics argue it was just a sandhill crane, a large bird that migrated off course. But a bird doesn't chase cars at 100 miles per hour. A bird doesn't have glowing red eyes. And a bird doesn't predict the death of 46 people. Today, Point Pleasant embraces the legend. There is a statue of the creature in the town square. But for the families who lost loved ones on the Silver Bridge, the metal statue is a reminder of the shadow that hung over their town before the fall. Was the Mothman trying to warn the town, or was he enjoying the show? Tell us your theory in the comments. And if you want to uncover more files from the dark, hit that like button. Subscribe to the Dark Archive. We are watching the skies.